Hi, Analisa Six here with the Lady of Leisure and the Sober Curator to bring you the August 2023 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Libra for sun and rising placements. Hi, Libra. Let's jump right in. I am going to keep this video hopefully under 10 minutes long. I'm trying to do them a little bit shorter, and it's already August 9th that I am posting this. So we're going to backtrack, go back in time to August 1st and talk about what was going on at the start of the month. And I'm just going to keep this brief and talk about the themes and hope that you enjoy. So we started August 1st off with the sun in Leo, and then we had a full moon at 9 degrees of Aquarius. And where Aquarius is hitting that, where that full moon hit for the Libra horoscope was the area of the chart that has to do with creative expression. It's actually the area that Leo traditionally rules. And its themes all have to do with creativity, how we creatively express ourselves and share ourselves with others, where we find joy in kind of this pure-hearted way that connects us to our inner child. There's a connection to children here. There's also a connection to romance and passion and the kind of things that we want out of a relationship when it comes to passion and romance. And wherever the full moon is hitting, it illuminates something. And so all those themes that I just described were illuminated for Libra at the beginning of the month on the 1st. And also Aquarius is an air sign, it's fixed air, and Libra is cardinal air. So they're both air signs, and Aquarius makes a harmonious trine aspect to Libra. And so you might have felt kind of like this identity boost during the full moon where your creative juices were flowing. Maybe you felt more inspired. Maybe you felt more like you wanted to express yourself in a more more active way, I guess is what I would say. And you may have also been reflecting on the way that you express yourself and whether or not you feel like you want to do that differently, because the full moon can also kind of illuminate ways that we've been contemplating how we want to do something, and the fact that we want to set intentions around maybe cultivating more of that moving forward. The other thing that we had going on at the beginning of the month that is going to be happening for most of the month is Mercury and Mars in Virgo. Mercury is going to be in Virgo for the entire month because when we enter Virgo season on the 23rd of August, Mercury will also be stationing retrograde at 21 degrees of Virgo on that day as well. The area that Mercury, sorry, I'm burping. I'm drinking Topo Chico. I wish Topo Chico would sponsor my astrology videos. That would be amazing. The area of the chart that Mercury and Mars is hitting is the area of the Libra horoscope that has to do with the subconscious. And one of the things that's interesting about Mars in this particular area of the chart is that often Mars passing through this area is a signature of repressed anger and the need to expel or release it. And so if you are feeling like memories from the past that feel karmic in nature, or certain patterns from your past keep coming up and repeating themselves, and you're not really sure why or how to break free from them, that frustration, that irritability, that anger around it could be not necessarily coming out because it might be repressed, but it's starting to boil under the surface. And the thing that's not good about repressed anger is that it can manifest in the body in ways that create chronic illness or health issues. I'm somebody that's experiencing that now. I don't think of myself as somebody that represses anger, in the sense that I feel like I'm good at identifying when I'm angry and knowing that I need to do something about it. And I feel like I tend to do a lot of exercise, walking, spending time out in nature as a way to ground myself when I'm angry. And that does kind of help me work anger through the body. I used to do a lot of Kundalini yoga when I was angry, and that was also really helpful. And breath work was really helpful for me when I was angry. And now I really, well, not now, I should say, I also always have really enjoyed having friends and family members to vent to when I'm angry as well. But one of the things that I think is something that I feel I repress is I don't believe in defamation of character. I don't believe, unless like somebody really needs to be taken down, like a sexual predator or something like that, or a murderer or something. But in terms of like interpersonal dynamics with people, I'm not really of the ilk that, like, if you don't like somebody or you have a falling out with somebody, or you have a disagreement with somebody, that you should go and like try to take them down and their character publicly and stuff like that. And so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have my people that I vent to, or that, I feel safe with doing that. But then when I'm out in the world, I try to be really mindful and kind of keep that stuff to myself. And sometimes what happens is I'll see those people maybe, getting certain accolades or credit for things that they, I'm sure, deserve, but it will bring that anger back up for me towards that person or that situation, where I'll kind of feel like mad that they're back in my ether or something, right? And so then it kind of makes me realize, like, I still have feelings or unresolved trauma or unresolved anger that I'm still working through. And that can be a version of repressed anger. Some people, their version of repressed anger is that they just don't express anger at all. They don't even have people to talk to. They don't necessarily go to therapy over it. They don't do any active kind of physical stuff, and it just sits inside. And then it comes out in these ways that are kind of explosive towards people they love, or in inappropriate ways, right? And then they can kind of seem like they're a little bit ungrounded, and, then they hurt people's feelings, things like that. And so it's different for everybody what repressed anger looks like. But with Mars passing through here, there might be memories or things from the past that are bringing some of those things up for you. And if you're self-aware and you feel that happening, then you can do some of these modalities of, talking it out, exercising it out, working through it, journaling about it. But if you're not self-aware and you're not working through it, really, it's going to come out in these other ways. It's going to come out on other people or as a health problem, something like that. And Mercury's here too. So the Mercury part is the analytical mind that's trying to make sense of it, trying to organize it in some way. And that's good, because there's a problem solving aspect here that might help you. And you really should be leaning into the mercurial aspect of this. How do I heal this? How do I work through this? There's also, when Mars and Mercury are passing through this area of the chart, there's also ability to overly constrict your life in a very regimented, routine way. This inner critic, there's a harsh inner critic. There's this harsh need for perfectionism or to toe the line. And that can also be damaging to the self too. So if you're in a self-punishment, self-inner critic mode, that might be something that you're working through. I've known a lot of people that have Virgo in this particular area of their chart and planets here, and there is kind of this like need to perfect or do in some way. There's always kind of this achievement, goal. And I think that there can be a lot of value in having a lot of determination and goals. I'm a very goal-oriented person. I'm very pro being a goal-oriented person, but not when it becomes punishing to the self. And so those are things that you might be working through too. Do you have a harsh inner critic that you need to dismantle in there? And a lot of times that harsh inner critic might stem from society. We have a capitalistic society that there's a lot of pressure to be very successful in many different ways. And it can also be family. If we have a family that really puts being a workaholic or perfect at something up on a pedestal, then we also might have that stemming from that as well. So those are things during the month of August that you might be coming up against and having to work through. At the end of the month, Mars is actually going to enter your sign of Libra. So we're going to have Mars entering Libra on the 28th. And Mars in Libra is in detriment. It's not its happy place, but it is going to be in its house that it rules for the horoscope. And the thing that's interesting about Mars here is that once Mars moves out of the repressed place where maybe it's been subdued and starts coming more into the awareness, the self-awareness, the identity, we might be more in a position where we're ready to expel it. We're very much like, no, here I am. This is what I need. This is what I want to do. And I'm ready to take action towards this in this way now that I've had these things worked out. So August is very much like this month of reflection around that stuff. The end of the month, it's going to start coming out more. Part of that reflection period also has to do with Venus retrograde in Leo, and Venus in the Sun in Leo and Lilith in Leo are all in the part of the Libra horoscope that has to do with our community and our friendship circles. And so your community and your group of friends and the people you surround yourself with, and even your political identity, is the theme for you in August with this Venus retrograde. And retrogrades are all about reflect, review, reassess. And so if you're reflecting, reviewing, and reassessing your friendship circles, your community, your place in your community, the people that you have around you, your political identity, those are all things that come up for review during this time. And there might be people from your past that kind of show up too, where you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for you to be in my life again. I don't know if this is a friendship group that I want to stay a part of, things like that. So those are some of the themes for you with this Venus retrograde. So I am trying to keep these videos shorter this month just for my own health, because my health is in a difficult place right now and I need to be mindful of it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move on to our new moon that's happening on August 16th. We have a new moon happening at 23 degrees of Leo, and that's also happening in the same area that Venus is in and the sun, where your community, your friendship circles, your political identity, like those things are highlighted on August 16th with this new moon. So if you feel like you want to set intentions towards the types of friendships that you want to have in your life, the types of community oriented things you want to do or be a part of, August 16th is a great time to set those intentions. The other moon that we have, we've got a second full moon in August, which is rare. That doesn't always happen in August. And this full moon happens on August 30th at 7 degrees of Pisces. And the area that this full moon is hitting for the Libra horoscope is the area that has to do with health, daily routine, and how we're of service to other people. And so again, full moons are a great time for manifestation as well as letting go and releasing. This is a great time to set intentions towards manifesting good health or a better daily routine, or if there's things that you want to do in your community that you were reflecting on over this month that you want to set intentions towards cultivating more of, and how you're of service to the community. This is a really positive moon to be setting those intentions for. All right, Libra, we're going to call it good there. I think that you got a good breakdown. Try to find healthy ways to channel any anger or irritability. And, you know, maybe this is a time where being with people like your friends that you care about is positive. But, you know, having Mars and Mercury in this place with Venus retrograde where it is, you might have some conflict in your relationships with other people or some friends, but this is an opportunity for you to grow and learn more positive ways to work through your own triggers and how to communicate more effectively. So hopefully you get those benefits this month. All right, Libra, I will see you guys next month.